Rachel over at Colonnati tagged me to do this tag. So here you have it, the Unpopular Opinions book tag. I am all prepared. I have my wine and my questions up. They're over here on my computer. So question 1, a popular book or series that you didn't like. So there are a couple of answers. I'm going to give one adult fiction and one children's fiction or YA fiction. As far as adult fiction goes, I am not a Scott Lynch fan. I didn't like the Gentleman Bastard series, really. I thought it was overhyped. I really didn't like the main character, Locke Lamora. I thought he was kind of like a narcissist dickbag, but like in an unlikable way, in a very predictable way. Generally just didn't like the series. As far as children's book goes, and this is where I might be yelled at, I think, a little bit more. Some backstory. I went to the only university with a seminary for like the entire state that I live in, and for a couple of the surrounding states. So like seminarians, guys, you know, going to go be priests in the Catholic Church. I spent a lot of time around them. They love C.S. Lewis a lot. And while I didn't mind the Narnia series too much, like I didn't think it was great, but like it's kind of like a whatever book. After 4 years of sitting in philosophy classes, that was my minor, with a bunch of seminarians who thought that C.S. Lewis was like basically God's best friend. I'm really not a C.S. Lewis fan. I have like a special kind of hate in my heart for it, and I know that's bad. I really should go back and reread them, but I just can't even bring myself to like look at a C.S. Lewis book. A popular book or series that everyone else seems to hate, but you love. This is a hard one. I guess part of the problem is that like if I see a couple of bad reviews, I stop paying attention before it gets to the point where I'm like, wow, everyone hates this. So I don't really know what everyone else hates. I guess I don't mind The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand. That's the one that comes to mind because I'm reading Rand this week. I don't mind her, I guess. I guess that's not the same as saying that I love her. I'll think on that one. Give me some books in the comments below that you hate, and I'll tell you how I feel about them. A love triangle where the main character ended up with a person you did not want them to end up with. Or an OTP that you didn't like. I'm going to go with the second one. An OTP, which is a one true pairing, is what that stands for. That I didn't like. Easily, absolutely, hands down, Harry and Ginny. And I have a couple of reasons, but mostly it's just a creepy, incestuous, really weird relationship that, like, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. And also, I kind of don't think Harry should have made it out of that battle. And if he did, he probably should have ended up alone. I have a lot of opinions, and we can talk about all of my feelings about Ginny, because I have like an 8th grade headcanon that I've really kind of been going hard for years and years now. So I have lots of feelings. To avoid the rant, we're gonna move on. A popular genre that you hardly reach for. There are a couple of genres that I really don't reach for that I know are popular outside of like the little SFF community of BookTube. I don't really go for YA. We can talk about if that's a genre or just a marketing demographic, but I don't really go for it. I just find that the stories there don't tend to speak to what I want to talk about. I don't really like historical fiction. I don't like romance, really. Just in general, you'll see that if you watch a couple of my reviews, you'll be like, oh, Bree doesn't like romance plotlines. A popular or beloved character that you do not like. I don't like Hagrid. Is that bad? I don't like Hagrid. I know everybody loves him, but he's kind of a dopey giant guy. We already talked about how I don't like Locke Lamora. there's that. I'm not really a big fan of Vin from Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn. I really like Elend. I like Elend a lot. Vin doesn't really like. I'm not necessarily into her storyline. I don't know. Maybe that makes me bad. Popular author that you can't seem to get into. So there are a couple for this. I'm not a big R.A. Salvatore fan. I know a lot of people just love his stuff. Can't get into it. You know, surprisingly, I'm not a huge Sanderson fan. I've read his Mistborn series. It just takes me a long time to pick up his books, and it takes me a long time to get into them. And so I just don't reach for them very often. Oh, I'm not a big Jim Butcher fan. Read his Codex Alera and thought it was really bad. A popular book trope that you are tired of seeing. There are a couple. Cranky old dudes who are solving mysteries. That's nice. All the old dudes I know who are cranky, they just like fixing their boats. I'm really not into the whole, like, teen girl saves the world even though she's probably, you know, malnourished and has no actual ability to engage in politics, and really killing people doesn't often solve your problems. Like, and then the one that really gets my goat, like really makes me mad, is the like male mentor who's only into his female student's success because he wants to like hook up with her. That makes me so mad. So mad. And that one's like a really like personal thing because a lot of my mentors who I have really valued their input have been men. A lot of people who have really been there just actually interested in seeing me succeed and helping me to succeed have been men, and they have been absolutely 100% fantastic and invested in me because they saw, I don't know, that I was a good student and that they were just genuinely interested in doing their job right. And so that's a trope that just makes me mad. You know, take that for what you will. I know it other people go for it. It's just not for me. A popular series that you have no interest in reading. I picked up Wheel of Time, the first one, and I listened to it. I have no interest in reading the rest of them. I don't have any real interest in reading the Dresden Files. I'm trying to think of some others. But those are the two big ones. The saying goes, the book is always better than the movie, but what movie or TV show adaptation do you prefer more than the book? Any given comic series, I'm probably going to like the movie or TV series more. There's something about the comic book structure with the traditional like strongman superhero that doesn't do it for me. You'll see that if you go and watch any of my comics videos. I really like kind of more narrative story. I'm not big into superheroes. As far as like standalone novels go, I think Gregory Peck is a far better Atticus than there is in the book. And I will watch that any given day of the week. I have not reread the book in a long time. So I think I can safely say I think that To Kill a Mockingbird is a much better movie than it is a book. Not to say that the book is bad, because I love the book. But I think the movie is just so choice. So I am supposed to tag people. I don't know who's been tagged or not. So Brock, consider yourself tagged. Maya over at Maya Reads. Paul at Common Touch of Fantasy. And Michael at Bitten by a Radioactive Book. If you have not yet done the Unpopular Opinions tag, consider yourself tagged. If you want to talk with me about any of these books or anything like that, tell me your unpopular opinions. Let me know in the comments below. Link your videos, do all the fun stuff, and I will talk to you later. Bye.